Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
And the scary thing about that is, before, the idea was, well, if your pants are low and your clothes are a certain way, then you're living the stereotype. The scary thing about this Christian Cooper thing is, it was the opposite of what the stereotypical scary black man is. Harvard alum, person who worked for Marvel, a bird watcher. That's the only part about the story that actually makes me smile is the fact that he's a 57-year-old avid bird watcher who knows when you read about him as a person, he knows everything about every bird. And yet he doesn't fit the stereotype that Shay was mentioning. He doesn't fit that stereotype at all. He is the person that you want to bring home to your parents. And yet in a moment of fear, he still fits this weird stereotype of I'm
not
in trouble.
Being white.
Of
not being white.
Of being like Andrew said, being an animal, being something scary. And like Bart said, the fact that she had that trump card in her pocket to know I'm threatened, I know what to exactly say, is something that even in watching the video again irks me to no end. Bart, you and I, we talk a lot about privilege. We talk a lot about what that means and what that looks like, and all the judgments that gets put on people. What are some of your thoughts when it comes to the idea of people being able to kind of use that line of, well, I know who I think you are, and therefore I'm going to put your life in danger?
Yeah, it's tough because we tell each other that the world is an equal place. We teach our children that the opportunities are for everyone, and that's the ideal. In reality, we're not there yet. Last week we spoke about the Rooney Rule, and Adam brought up the whole analogy of, we are moving the needle forward slowly but surely. This is something that we are working on. But here's the facts. The facts are, it's not an equal playing ground, and at the same time, the people with the advantage, even those who would say that they are advocates, do not always do the job of advocacy. And this is where I would say the position of advocacy needs to be foremost on those who have privilege and whose eyes are open. Obviously, if we don't see eye to eye on equal opportunity and on fairness and just for all, then of course you're not going to be our advocate. But at the same time, if there are a lot of people who I think are in our camps, in the sense that they support us, that are white people that see the system and they see the privilege that they have, that need to step into that role. I know you're going to ask other people about this as well, Chase. So I think people need to check themselves very strongly, and there needs to be a boldness on our end as people of color that we stand up and say, not only is this wrong, but we also call out the very people and the very systems that are perpetuating the idea of elitism. And I don't mean that in terms of finance. I mean that in the sense of fundamental understanding, and that's exactly what O'Shea was speaking to, in the sense that it confirmed a stereotype, and so I can now play that card. You now confirm this idea I already had, so we have to check that seed of where does that start and where does that begin, so that somebody who is in a place of privilege has to understand how they play their card accurately and not only to their favor. Those are a lot of big questions, I think, for down the road and how we move things forward.
Facts.